All right, let's be honest for a second. Does your morning feel like a total scramble? Just a chaotic, frantic race against the clock? Well, in this explainer, we're going to flip that script. We're talking about transforming that rush into a powerful, intentional launchpad for your entire day. So, let's get right into it.
You know, the second that alarm goes off, you're faced with a choice, a real fork in the road. See, your morning isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you decide. Are you going to react? Immediately grab your phone and get hit with that flood of emails and notifications? Or are you going to act with intention and actually set the tone for the rest of your day?
And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea. This is a strategy that's totally backed by data. A major study in the Harvard Business Review found that a whopping 92%, 92, of highly productive people have structured morning routines. These folks aren't just getting lucky. They're literally engineering their success from the second they wake up.
Okay, so we know it works for them, but the big question is, why? What's the secret sauce here? Well, to really get the science behind it, we've got to dive into a core idea from James Clear's incredible book, Atomic Habits. And that idea is the 1% better rule.
The whole concept is so simple it's almost deceptive. All you have to do is focus on getting just 1% better every single day. I know, it sounds tiny, right? Almost nothing. You're probably not even going to notice a difference tomorrow or the day after that.
But, and this is a big but, here is where the magic really happens. That tiny, almost invisible improvement, when you compound it over a full year, it doesn't just make you a little bit better. It makes you 37 times better. I mean, think about that. That is the mind-blowing power of small, consistent habits.
So what does this all mean for us? Well, here's the key takeaway. We need to shift our focus. Stop obsessing over goals and start building systems. Think of it this way. A goal is the result you want. It's the finish line. A system is the process. It's the daily stuff you do that actually gets you to that finish line. James Clear puts it perfectly. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And guess what? Your morning routine is that system for success. All right, enough with the theory. Let's get practical. How do we actually build this system? We're going to use a simple framework I call the morning blueprint. And it's designed to do just two things, but they're two really important things. Prime your body for energy and center your mind for focus.
And it all breaks down into 4 simple, super powerful steps. We've got hydrate and fuel, activate your body, center your mind, and finally, design your day. So let's break down each one.
Okay, step 1, hydrate and fuel. I mean, think about it. You've basically been fasting for 6, maybe 8 hours while you sleep. Your body, and especially your brain, is absolutely desperate for water. And the science here is crystal clear. Even being just 2% dehydrated can mess with your cognitive performance by up to 23%. That's huge. So that first glass of water in the morning, it's totally non-negotiable.
All right, next up, activate your body. And listen, this does not mean you have to go run a marathon before breakfast. We're talking something simple. In fact, research shows that just 10 minutes of movement, that's it, 10 minutes, can boost something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, by as much as 15%. So what in the world is BDNF? Okay, the easiest way to think about it is like fertilizer for your brain cells. Yeah, for real. It's a protein that literally helps you grow new neurons, and it improves your memory, your ability to learn, and your focus. So that little bit of movement in the morning, it's making you sharper for the entire day. Step 3 is all about centering your mind. Look, we live in a world of constant digital noise, right? Ping, ping, ping. This step is your quiet sanctuary from all of that. And it can be super simple. We're talking about things like box breathing, maybe just jotting down 3 things you're grateful for, or setting one single, clear intention for the day. These little things can have a massive impact on reducing stress and sharpening your focus.
And that brings us to the final and maybe most critical step, design your day. This is about not just stumbling into your to-do list, it's about being proactive. There's actually a study that found the simple act of writing down your goals makes you 42% more likely to actually achieve them. 42%. That's how you turn a reactive day into a strategic mission.
So why are we doing all of this? I mean, what's the ultimate payoff for setting up your morning this way? It all comes down to this: setting yourself up to protect your peak hours so you can engage in what the author Cal Newport calls deep work.
Now, deep work is basically the ability to focus without any distractions on a really demanding task. It's that state of flow where you do your best, most creative work. And as Cal Newport says, It's becoming super rare at the exact same time it's becoming more and more valuable. Your morning routine? That's the launchpad that gets you into this high-value, super-focused state of mind.
Okay, so if this kind of focus is so valuable, what's stopping us? What's constantly getting in the way? Well, for most of us, the answer is probably sitting in our pocket or on our desk right now. Yeah, I'm talking about our phones.
So how do you know if you're kinda overloaded? Does any of this sound familiar? You check your phone the second you wake up. Maybe you feel a little bit anxious when it's not right next to you, or you find yourself just mindlessly scrolling through feeds. If you're nodding along right now, medical research says that's a pretty clear sign that all this digital noise is hijacking your focus.
So, what can we do about it? How do we fight back and protect our focus? A few simple things. First, try time blocking. Schedule your day in focused 90-minute sprints. Second, and this is a big one, turn off all non-essential notifications. Yes, I mean all of them. And finally, create a simple little ritual that signals to your brain, okay, it's time to lock in and get to work.
Okay, let's zoom out for a minute. The real goal here isn't just to have a couple of good mornings here and there. It's about building a system that actually lasts. It's about making this whole intentional approach a fundamental part of who you are.
And this brings us right back around to atomic habits and this really powerful idea called identity-based habits. Here's the deal. The key to making change stick isn't to focus on the outcome, like saying, I want to be more productive. No, the key is to focus on the person you want to become, the identity. So instead of I want, it becomes I am a focused, intentional person. See the difference?
And this right here might be the most important takeaway of all. James Clear says, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. I mean, just think about that. That simple glass of water first thing in the morning, that's a vote. Those 10 minutes of movement, that's another vote. Taking a second for quiet reflection, yep, another vote. They all start to add up, building this mountain of evidence for your new identity.
So, I'm going to leave you with a simple question to chew on. After everything we've talked about today, from hydration and deep work, all the way to building a new identity, what's the one small, simple vote you're going to cast for yourself tomorrow morning?